Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is November 15, 2024. Here is another weekly wrap for our weekly edition. All right, this is S&P 500 weekly chart, and we just got a bear week after last week rally, exponential rally to the upside. And lots of people are just saying that probably this is going to be just a shallow correction to the downside, which still it can be a case. But I just want to give you some heads up about this because I thought that at the beginning it's kind of like a shallow correction, but seems like money is just flowing away from the stock market, especially bond market is talking to us something else. So make sure watch this video until the end because there are lots of good stuff are going to be covered. This is the bigger trend line here, folks, since March 2020, when the stock market bottom at the COVID crash. This is October 2022, which was 2 years ago. And here is another test, October 2023, which was last year. And we are just stretching this trend line to the upside. All right. So this is our bullish indicator or bullish trend line. As long as we are above this trend line, we should be positive. We should be kind of like okay, market is in a bullish momentum for a long run, all right? But there are two indicators that I just want to mention here before getting to this trend line. First of all, I just want to mention here is the blue line is SMA 43 on a weekly basis. And this is my bullish simple moving average to just show me the bullish momentum for a long run. And whenever price was above this or price chart is above this, we are getting some kind of like a corrective move, even some kind of like a downside for 2, 3 weeks, even 4 weeks, 5 weeks, even 3 months. But still we are above it. And that proves the market is going to go higher and higher. Right now, I just want to show you the challenging part. The challenging part was last year. We got it just one candle below, and the next candle is just getting all the way back up just because it goes to this white range bar, institution money. All right. So this is kind of like the bullish momentum. After that, we didn't test this SMA 43 on a weekly basis. Right now, it's just sitting at 5,400 for S&P 500. So it's not gonna just happen next week or so. I'm just saying, keep an eye on these two indicators. First of all, SMA 43, which may come to the play somehow, potentially in the next 4 weeks, because I believe that market is topped for multi-weeks before Santa Claus rally. I don't know if Santa Claus rally is gonna just to give us new all-time high or just a lower high down the road, but we will have rally. We will have at least a 10 days rally, and that would be called Santa Claus rally. But right now we are in November 15, and market can go down again next week. And for the next 2, 3 weeks, we're gonna get here somewhere to SMA 43, which is coming along to this September low. So this September low as SMA 43 is kind of like coming along together at the same time, somewhere around 5,400. So 5,400 until 5,450, that's the area that everyone needs to pay attention. Because if market goes down below this, that would be kind of like the first very important warning signal for the market. So I'm kind of like clear that again, if we get below 54 to 5,500, below this, that's going to be the first warning signal because we are pivoting two important things, at least on my book, and that would be SMA 43 and September low. So if market goes below September low, we're going to have one chance. That's going to be a very bigger picture ABC corrective move. Above August high, we are touching this important trend line. But if we get below this and below August low, so that would be kind of like a very scary because any pullback could be kind of like a sell-off for a lower low to these levels. We are not there yet. I'm not going to say that we are heading to this. I just want to be clear that We need to go week by week, day by day, and stay patient on the chart. My scenario is going to be, we are going to see, actually, this is a very likely scenario, at least for now. We are going to see a kind of like a correction to this September low. And also this SMA 43 is coming along, which is going to be 55 to 55.50. And that would be kind of like the panic for the market, and market will have a bounce nicely. We will see a bounce. If this bounce is heading to new all-time high, then we are getting to new all-time high potentially for May to September 2025 for market top above 6,300. So 6,300 to 6,400. That's going to be kind of like a new all-time high. I'm expecting this happen May to September 2025, not this year. So this is going to be the scenario that I'm looking at, but it could take lots of time and it's going to be very boring rally, I believe. Another scenario is going to be the one that I mentioned. We can just a breakthrough, and that breakthrough is going to happen probably in January, February, and we are going to see a kind of like a panic sell-off all the way into March 2025 to this area, which is going to be another bearish scenario for a market. So as I said, we may need to be kind of like in a cautious side. Always pay attention to divergence in a weekly chart as well. So right now we are seeing MACD is showing a huge divergence in a weekly chart. And also RSI is kind of like a confirming that this divergence is happening. This is dead momentum. Momentum even in a weekly chart, it doesn't get even to overbought condition. And IMI shows me the same thing. So IMI is my leading indicator again. So we are gonna just get another potential kind of like a downside move for IMI as well. So this is a money flow indicator. So when these things coming together at the same time, I would say stock market potentially is topped for next 2, 3, 4 weeks. So that's going to be the scenario at least that I have for now based on the weekly chart. If you go to the daily chart, so daily chart is telling me that we just got into this wide range bar, this pivot. So we're going to see potentially on Monday bounce, and this bounce can hit here, somewhere around here, and we're going to see another potential sell-off to here to the downside. And that would be kind of like the best scenario if we get a 55.60 to 5600 for, let's say, just later in November, early December. That would be kind of like the scenario that we can see market is just forming the bottom here and picking up to the upside. So this is kind of like the scenario that I have at least for now, but weekly chart is telling me that there are some certain levels that we need to watch. Otherwise, market can go very, very bad. Moving on to the Nasdaq. Here's the Nasdaq weekly chart. And this is absolutely the same pattern. RSI is showing us a very huge divergence. MACD is showing us a divergence as well. And also this is one of those cipher pattern that we can see. And market just is showing a bearish pattern here. This is a bearish piercing to the downside. So if this one goes down, we need to see market or Nasdaq just getting below 19,700. If it goes below 19,700, we can just touch this SMA 43 on a weekly basis very soon, which is going to be around a 19,000 area. So keep an eye on Nasdaq for 19,000 because 19,000 is going to be the last threshold for bulls. If we get below this, we're going to see easily below September low, and we can see this one is going down sharply. So folks, again, this is not a prediction. This is not a forecast. I'm just telling you the levels that I have, but this is a very, very early warning signal for the market. If market goes below this, it's going to be very bad. Right now, we are okay just because we are just got a 1 week correction. Hey, Ali, why you're fantasizing about a crash or something? I know some people are saying that. I'm not saying market is going to go to the crash. I'm not saying market is the bear market is opening. I'm just saying there are some certain levels that you need to watch and you need to be prepared. If those things happen, at least you need to have some hedging strategy for your portfolio. Here is another one, daily chart. So daily chart, we just got a sharp sell-off today. We go all the way down to this area. This is a first kind of like a demand area. We may see a bounce, as I said, on Monday, but we can see kind of like the sharp sell-off as well. If we get below election pivots, then we are just heading down to this area, which is going to be again 19,000. So this 19,000 is going to be a fantastic buying opportunity. I believe even if we are in a bear market or bull market, we will see a good bounce from this area. So lots of people are going to be interested, actually institution here, and lots of people are going to be panicked when we are getting to this level. Moving on to the Dow Jones, Dow is forming the same scenario. It's just going down, getting to this white range bar here. This is the daily chart. Let me go to the weekly chart. The weekly chart is telling me the same. We are kind of like seeing a very huge divergence between December top in 2023 and here is November top in 2024. This weekly divergence take 1 year. It takes 1 year to just establish itself, and also RSI as well. The same pattern here. So if you get kind of like a bearish scenario to the downside, that would be kind of like a scary, because I believe Dow can go to the downside. And also, it's going to be a good for the bond market. I want to show you a bond chart as well later on. So if Dow is getting below 41,000 on a weekly basis, we can go lower to this area, which is going to be 40,000 area. So this is the last tranche for bull, because if we see a bounce and then getting back to the downside, that would be kind of like a very, very interesting sell signal for Dow Jones. We can see a sharper sell-off all the way to 35 to 36,000. So this is on a bearish scenario. On a bullish scenario, as long as we are above this area, which is going to be a 40,000 area, as long as we are above 40,000 area, we can see another bounce. I'm not sure if Dow is getting to new all-time high. I believe Dow hit a very, very important level to somewhere around very close to 45,000. I don't know, 44,000 something, but Dow is showing me that we are just getting a multi-month top potentially for Dow Jones. Moving on to gold. Gold weekly chart is telling me the same. Here is the scenario for the weekly chart. We just got into this important breakout zone. This is 2,500. I believe gold and silver both actually are hitting a very important level top, and lots of patterns are forming here. This is a shooting a star at the top. Dragonfly, this is a gravestone doji confirmation, another confirmation. So this means we may see a bounce for gold, but this is going to be just bounce. I would say this is going to be just bounce, and we may see another potential sell-off for gold down the road to this area, which is going to be 2,300. That's the consolidation. We may see again another bounce, but ultimately I'm looking for gold 21 to 2,200 for a fantastic buying opportunity. Again, I'm not saying gold can get there, but if it gets there, that's going to be great buying opportunity. I'm not going to panicking, but any bullish scenario for now, it's going to be a bounce, nothing more. A daily chart tells me the same thing. We are kind of like forming a bottom for a daily chart. Here's the 2,500 area. So this we may see a bounce potentially on Monday, Tuesday, if it goes higher, because we are just getting into this breakout pattern here. This is a very nice wide range bar. So we may see a bounce, but this bounce can get to this area, which is going to be a fantastic QM pattern for a next sell-off to the downside to 2,300 at least for the first target. Silver is showing the same. Silver is coming down, and also weekly chart tells me exactly the same thing. Silver is down for the fourth consecutive weeks. We just got below SMA 20, which is bearish, and this is a wide range bar. The next target for silver is going to be 27, but I believe we may see a bounce for silver. If there is a bounce here, somewhere around 32, we can see a sell-off all the way to $26. 25, 26. This is going to be the level that I'm looking at for silver, and that should be kind of like interesting scenario for silver to buy. Moving on to crude, which is forming a very bearish, choppy, but ultimately bearish week. So if we go to weekly chart, here's the crude actually just getting to another sharp scenario to the downside. This pattern, this white pattern is getting to broken to the downside, and this can go lower. I believe here is the breakthrough. If it gets below 65, then crude can get to 63 and 61 immediately. If it doesn't hold 61, and then it can go all the way to 52 to $53 for crude per barrel. So that's a very interesting scenario for crude because crude is forming a bearish scenario. This is not a bullish until we get some kind of like a geopolitical tension or something. But right now, crude is just showing a more bearish pattern rather than bullish. For a daily chart, exactly the same thing. We are seeing a double shoulder on the right side. This is a head and shoulder, and lots of bearishness are coming to the market. 61 to 65, that's going to be the area that I'm looking at least for crude. If it gets below 61, then 51 to 53 is coming down the road. Let me just show you some interesting chart on a bond yield. Bond yield is forming a bullish consolidation here. So, but this to me is a top for a bond yield. And another chart is TLT, which is Treasury Bond ETF, and it's forming the bottom. I know that I'm saying this for a while, but I believe a TLT can go have a kind of like an optic momentum to 94.24 by when market is coming down, the stock market is coming down, this TLT can go higher. So we may see some kind of like a dollar is losing its strength and it's just getting to TLT, money is flowing into TLT. At the same time, Bitcoin is just going higher and Ethereum is going higher as well. But I believe that they are kind of like a forming a multi-week top, at least for now. This is kind of like the scenario, the top information scenario. It may go to 100K, but I believe that Bitcoin, if it gets back to the downside, that's going to be a good buying opportunity. Still, I believe Bitcoin rally is not over, but this is a very big stake of Bitcoin that we got it just the last 2-3 weeks. And still, it can have a momentum, but correction is due for Bitcoin. Ethereum is the same. It just have a fantastic rally to the upside, coming back down to 3,000 and exactly at the same place that we were nailed in our chart. So we can see a potential buying opportunity for Ethereum right now to 37 to 3,500, which is gonna be another potential buying opportunity for Ethereum if you want. So you can just get in because 37, 35 is coming down the road to hit this important trend line. All right, folks, I don't want to stretch this video a lot. I will just give you some advices on this individual stock. Another video coming this weekend. Have a fantastic evening. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.